Howdy, 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 and welcome, my friends, gamers, city planners, and other enthusiasts to the BoydofZINJ channel, where we're doing the next episode, episode 6, in fact, of City Skylines II, where we're making City of Our Dreams, where a bunch of refugees from the Battletech Universe crash landed on a alien planet outside of the inner sphere because it was a misjump. Or, a rare misjump due to damaged engines, and it's a binary system with a very strange planet where the rotation around the sun is still approximately 1 Earth year. However, the planet rotates on its axis, day-night cycle, takes approximately 1 month. A 24-hour period, quote-unquote, a 24-hour period on the planet is 1 month on this planet. So from 12 noon to 12 noon is 1 month. That being out of the way, let's load up the game. Last we left off, we had a few things going. More importantly, we were going to be turning off the music, and this is something the game never remembers. I purchased this. And let's bring it up here. Oh, we can buy 23 more tiles. I purchased a few tiles. Previously, I purchased these 3 tiles up here. I purchased an additional tile, which we'll get to in a moment. And I purchased this tile. This area over here, I plan on being part of the Lyran Commonwealth, House Steiner. And I plan on that being the location of the downtown area. More importantly, the Tharkad district. Tharkad is the capital planet of the Lyran Commonwealth. I also purchased 1 additional tile. Why? Let's look at the resources. You'll notice that this has lots of oil. You'll notice it's oil, and as of right now, it's something I believe we can just start mining, or on the next iteration we'll be able to mine. No other place has oil. There's lack of oil in the Marik, in the Free Worlds League, House Marik area. Plus, there's a bunch of ore deposit here, and we have over here a big ore deposit, but it's primarily coal and very little actual ore. And coal, requires this resource as well. So I plan on having purchasing these 2 tiles, and having a big coal mine development. In fact, I probably should just do it right now. I'm going to buy these 3 tiles because we really want that road as well. And you notice I really cleaned up this area over here because I'm predicting that this will be a very predominant area. Over here, I haven't cleaned it up because I just purchased it, but something will work out. But something we definitely want to do. And we're also going to probably start thinking about the connection, which would be probably over here to here. We want to make a connection here, and wherever the ocean connection is for the boats, here it is. We want to get into the Lyran Commonwealth, or even one over here. Look at that. I just noticed that right now. There's a few different connections. Very interesting. In House Krita wants to get their connection. Interesting. Over here, Lyle and Devian can share this connection. Over here, Marik might be able to do a connection over here. Grab it. Get this 2 area. And then Steiner. Yeah. Steiner will be able to get this. Alright, so that's our primary goal. We're going to start introducing Steiner. Now before we start working on Steiner, Archibald Trejo, the senior council member for for House Marik and the Free Rogues League has retired. Due to allegations of theft and bribery, Cindy Trejo put her estranged father, and there's a court case, and he's now, at the federal police in Unity City, away from us. So Archibald Trejo is no longer part of our beloved city, and as a result, there's a new council member position opening up, which we're going to have to find out. Cindy Trejo recently married and is known as Trejo Shelby. And while she is a teen still, she's very adamant and may, follow in her estranged father's footsteps, oddly enough. While yes, he was corrupt, he accepted bribes, cheated, got several houses. He did do good work for the community, even if it was corrupt. And being a nobleman or noblewoman, Cindy Trejo Shelby appreciated some of the work that he did, and the community did appreciate Mr. Trejo's work, even though he did accept a few bribes. It's a shame, but she's now coming up on her own. Will she be a council member? Only time will tell. The senior adept Linda Shelley, ComStar representative, is getting a little, on her plus size in years. However, she's an avid member of the Fire Brigade and Conguard. And with House Steiner moving in, House Steiner is also, the ComStar is also going to be sending an additional representative to represent their interests in this region, this area. That being said, we're going to start this new episode. And this new episode is going to start with the ad hoc council meeting. The second annual city council meeting for the Inner Sphere region has begun. ComStar reports that because of the growth of our region and our area, that another official ComStar representative will be representing their interests and will be introducing themselves shortly to this council. The Free Rogues League city representatives report that officially one of their council members was stripped of the titles when he was recently arrested. The former senior Free Rogues League council member and so-called first citizen, Archibald Trejo, will no longer represent and serve the Free Rogues League as a council member. It turns out that he was convicted of embezzlement, fraud, serving his interests above that of the League and for House Marik. As a result, he has been imprisoned and his position is currently up for debate. Which means temporarily, House Marik, the Free Rogues League area, is short one councilman position. There's been some debate whether or not Archibald Trejo's daughter, Cindy Shelley Trejo, who recently got married, should take over. That will be debated within the Free Rogues League. There began several debates within the city council meeting about what to do next, what to build, and just then several guards from an unknown faction, Blue Faction, which probably make it House Steiner, enter the room. The leader of the guards talks to the mayor of the region, and then the actual faction leader of House Steiner, Katrina Steiner, who is a far descendant of the Steiner family line, enters the room. She's a middle-aged woman, blonde, wearing a white gown, a formal gown, and she introduces herself as the faction leader of House Steiner and the Laren Commonwealth. And she compliments everyone in the room, indicates that, the region is looking beautiful, and she wants to add House Steiner into the region. The citizens of the Lyran Commonwealth of House Steiner faction are anxious to build homes for themselves, and she plans the northwest side of the region as the land of Steiner. In fact, she gives several proposals of where she thinks that several industrial buildings and several commercial buildings can go, as well as residential buildings. She plans on moving the Coventry portion of her faction into the region. After much debate, it's all agreed. And let's take a quick look at the city. Unlike the Free Rogues League, the Lyran Commonwealth, or House Steiner, has very large districts. Coventry in particular, if you notice, was very large. As a result, we will be building more in this area and may have to actually split up the districts of Coventry into 2 or 3 minor city districts to make it easier to maintain. And you'll notice that I'm, rounding down some of the areas. It looked a little too unnatural for it to be perfect. And this is part terraform, part to break up the terrain. If you notice, I did flatten out and leveled several areas, but not all of it. I do want, some hills and some unusual terrain. Plus, I would imagine this river, once it fills up, will make a very interesting way to enhance the main city of Coventry, or the main district of Coventry, and the Steiners in general. You'll notice that we bought several tiles in behest of House Steiner. Essentially, the tiles that we bought, with the exception of this one, is going to be the Coventry area. And you'll notice that it's been, there's agriculture, there's oil, and there's stone, with the possibility of getting some more oil here. That's oil. And this is the ore, which would be stone and metals and ore, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, we're going to need agriculture as well. So here it is. And you'll notice that Steiner wanted a river. So a river was carved out. Whether or not it fills up, it should, but we'll have to let the simulation run for a bit to find out. That being said, the next course is, where do we want the center of town? So Coventry is a very important place for House Steiner. And the last thing we want to look at the pollution. So essentially, the closer you get to the coast, the more pollution there will be. Which means, conversely, inland is where most of the houses will be for House Steiner in this area and region. Other regions will be the opposite, perhaps. So since we're far away, we're going to need a sewage outlet. And And I think this will make a really great poop sewage outlet area. And of course, we're going to need something to a pumping station. And I think this will make a really great pumping station area. Now this will get us to milestone 8. Which is just perfect. Oil drilling, so we can finally do oil now. And then high density. Now that we secured the next level, let's secure the upgrades. For roads, power, water, I don't think we need anything here either. Maybe the crematorium, you know, because it's going to be very far from the grave. Nothing here. The university, I think we're going to need the university. The Nago Ring is probably going to be built in the Tharkat district area, which is to the south. Nothing in the fire, police. Maybe subways. I think subways would be very useful, but not yet. Large parks. I want the large parks. We'll come back to large parks. Communications. I don't think that's useful yet. So I think I'm going to get the large parks as the upgrade. Yeah, large parks. Alright, we secured the large parks. We have 1 point left, but that's fine. We have the water. We have sewage. Now we need to secure power. I'm thinking we need another geothermal plant. And the other thing that we're going to need... Oh, actually, did we secure... You know, we did put the sewage there. I don't think that's a good location. I think we need to move the sewage because it has potential of creeping up and contaminating our waters. So let's move the sewage to a different area. I'm going to do a mulligan. Yes, I just upgraded it, but I don't think I like that. I actually wanted the other upgrade. It's also cheaper per month, and we really don't need that pipe. So I'm going to have to bulldoze it. We're going to lose some money, but we'll get, I think, 75% of it back, hopefully. If not, oh well. And we're going to place it again and do the upgrade where it spews out a little less sewage, but it's fine. We don't need to have it perfect. And having it on the river over here will make the poop river into a poop river, but it will take time, and I think that'll be satisfactory for right now. It'll have a very small probability of contaminating our drinking water. Now we need to think about where do we want to have power. I'm thinking another geothermal plant, and the underground water is not ideal. We could put it near the city. I'm sorry, near the highway, but I want the highway, you know, for the entrance. That looks like a good entrance area. We could put it to the left over here, but that's where the fertile land is, so that would be a terrible place for it. We want, you know, the farms there. As a result, the only other place is near the water to our southeast here. And we had to find a good position. And we could kind of see where the roads are going for. So we're going to add it to get the most bang for our buck. We did some quick terraforming. Now let's put the underground large cable lines out. Or power lines, I'm sorry. I know I said cable, I meant power lines. And I think that should do it. Actually, no, that didn't connect it. Sorry. It's very hard to sometimes tell if it connects or not. The underground view is a little off, in my opinion. Now we need to connect the road to it. So what I'm thinking is that the road should be run parallel to to the lines. I'm thinking up is north, but I see that. Well, this is me for the future. What I don't realize that right now is that it requires actual road access, and I'm putting in pedestrian access. So I'm going to have to do a mulligan about this eventually. But I'm going to fast forward this to make this easier on us. This is me from the future. I came to the realization we didn't need to actually add the power lines because power lines were connected. So having that second geothermal plant is probably a waste. I have to debate whether or not I want to get rid of it, because it's going to be eating up some money. But for right now, it's fine. You'll notice that I'm lining up the roads in parallel to the border. I like to think of the border as an north-south situation. And I want to run the roads north-south, east-west in this area. If we keep the geothermal plant, I like the idea that the plant is not on the main road. It's off the main road a bit. And you have to enter this little, like, I don't know what's called, like, circle to get into it. I have to look this up to see if there's an actual name for how I'm building this. And if you do know what I'm trying to build here, where I build off the main road, what is this called in real life? Is there a particular name that is given to this type of design where we have like a little half circle that you get off the road to enter the main facilities? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, I truly, I think it's a good design, but I don't know how to call it. And then I'm going to say, okay, so this is roughly where I want to have the high school. So again, I'm using this road that's off at the edge as the 90-degree angle, and then going perpendicular like this is where the high school is going to be. Somewhere in the middle here. And I'm just trying to get everything aligned. I want this to be the grid area. This is going to be the main downtown area for Coventry. It's going to be real close to Arcade, so it's not going to be a big downtown. It's probably going to even be feeding into the downtown of Arcade. Arcade is a very large city in Battletech Universe, so it would actually make sense that in this pretend area, Arcade's going to have a huge, downtown area, and Coventry is going to be part of it, in my opinion. Again, I'm going to use the magic and power of editing to fast forward some of those boring parts till we get to the part where we're going to introduce ourselves to the entrance. And I think we need to buy one more tile as well. And I'm going to now erase the roads that we no longer need. And we may add it back later, but for right now, we're not going to use all this. Let's talk about the highway entrance. This is where I realized, oops, that side road that I thought was cosmetic requires road access. So I'm trying to fit the road and make it look as natural as possible. And I think I do a pretty good job. I may want to add a roundabout there. Now let's look at the entrance to the highway. I'm looking at the various entrances, and I think that very first one is probably going to be best. And we're going to need some more room, so I bought an extra tile. The entrance is going to be rather large. Again, I'm using the magic power of editing. That one is too long. Look at it. I mean, that's like 3-4 tiles almost. It's not even worth it. I mean, what type of city would even require something that huge? Holy cow. I mean, that's humongous. I like it, but it's way too large. That one, this one seems to be the best one, but again, we're going to need to play around with it. So I'm going to use the magic power of editing, and you're going to watch me put this into play. Because these entrances are so huge, I had to move it to a slightly different area, and we're going to have to use this. We're going to have to delete some of the highway and add our own highway to get it in there. And then we're going to, since I'm putting it in the middle of the road, I'm going to probably use a roundabout to put it there. And roundabouts only want to go into intersections, so I had to force a fake intersection there, which is why I put that extra road there. Now I'm going to try and add those two highways to the roundabouts in the best possible manner. There we go. And because of the one-way directions, the roundabout actually took that into account, so I had to do it the normal way. Okay, there we go. I'm now connecting the sewage, and it's a little goofy looking. I always had trouble seeing if it's connected or not. They have to make a better representation. It's hard to tell sometimes, but it is what it is, right? A lot of people are complaining about the game, but I think this game is it's keeping my interest. I like it. Sure, there's a few bugs, but I think the game looks beautiful. But we need to start building up the Coventry portion of the Lyran Commonwealth. House Steiner wants to have a presence in this area now. So let's fix this up. I think this should be a 6-lane road. And I'm going to speed up the construction so that way it won't be as boring to watch. I'm implementing some bus routes in there. I also see to the north here. The way I envision this is up is north right now. I'm going to put the high school. And I think that there should be some sort of track or field to run. When I went to college and high school back in the day, because I'm 15, we're talking about like before the year 2000, in the 90s. We used to run like a field, like 4 times around would make 1 mile, and I'm kind of replicating that. Essentially, it was the school I went to was poor enough that it couldn't afford its own track field, so we would have to run. We had to go to a nearby park to run laps around the park. To run, and this is what I'm kind of replicating. Now, this game, as it stands in the vanilla version, the recently launched, does not have any way to make our own parks. So I'm kind of making our own parks, even though it will not affect the city in one bit. This is something very cosmetic. The only thing that may happen is a few people, if any, may use these routes to walk on. I had to draw past 2 from, for people to get to these areas. But I'm going to use this as the high school is going to be a little bit north of here. And I think this would be a great area, if you're whether going to school or just going to, want to exercise, to take the kids and family to, walk the lot a few times, make a circle, and I'm going to say every 4 laps is 1 kilometer. Honestly, it's probably every 2. This is a very large one, so I wouldn't be surprised if 1 lap is a kilometer here, or 1 mile. You know what? I'm American. I use miles. I wouldn't be surprised if actually 2 of these would be 1 mile. Not 1, it'd be 2. I bet you. Tell me in the comments whether or not you disagree with that. I'm going to again fast forward, but I just want to tell you why I was doing this. Remember, I did go to American high school, and even in American high schools, yes, the football field does have places where you can run, but when it's busy using actual football, you go someplace else, which is why I did that running track. So let's actually build a high school. And I'm thinking that we're going to do it asymmetrically this time. We're going to have the stadium off to the side, and I'm going to have parking lots off to the side as well. I'm thinking this is a more natural look in America, Texas specifically. American football, or for us, we just call it football. The NFL type football, pigskin football, is very popular. In fact, here in Texas, we practice all forms of football except the European football, which is soccer. We don't even call it. Yes, Mexico likes it, and I am Mexican. But here in Texas, we still think that soccer is a commie trick to get us away from football. Now, eventually, I'm going to smooth this out a little bit further, and I'm going to fast forward the play again. But I just wanted to explain what's happening here and my views on sports. And keep in mind, I'm like the least sport person, but I live in Texas. I know a lot about football. If you ever seen The Big Bang Theory and Sheldon, that's pretty much me. All right, fast forwarding. We're almost done here. I just placed the bus. I'm going to have to fix the bus routes shortly. Now, the way how I'm thinking about this is starting from the south. I think I'm going to put the industry there, and then buffer it with office buildings. Then go to commercial and then residential, and mix in a few commercial with the residential as well. Or vice versa. Mix a few commercial with the residential buildings. There we go. And we just got the upgrade where we could get high density. So I'm placing a few high density places. Now the demand's very low for high density, and it fills up really quick because, well, as you can imagine, high density means there's a ton of people that move in, in small buildings. So, but I'm placing a few additional ones. Eventually, I'll place a few for Marik as well. I had some problems where my save didn't save properly, and I had to do some building outside of uh, the game. So sorry about that. So this part of the, we're almost done with the episode. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be showcasing what I've done. Primarily, not the vast majority of stuff we did was in the north. What we did was I decided to do away with the geothermal plant. Since the electricity is going through here and we're connected to the electricity over here, we're able to, the geothermal plant in the south in House Marik is able to fund and give electricity to the House Steiner stuff. Likewise, we do have local water and local sewage, where the sewage is going over here into like a small poop hole, and the water is being funded over here. You'll notice that the Coventry, I created provinces, districts. The Coventry province is the primary province which handles the vast majority of industry, office zones, commercial buildings, and of course residential buildings. And we also started having high density. Since Steiner is primarily a German European house, most of the designs are going to be European. I also created another district, the Troshire to Marik. It's a smaller district, and its primary purpose is oil. Oil. You'll notice that what's very interesting about this zone is we also have specific bus path that the bus will take, that no other cars will take, which should fix the traffic. The bus doesn't drop or pick people up in the center, in front of the school, actually off to the side over here, which I hope is sufficient enough. So people can walk over here to over here. And this is a walkie path, and this road supports walk. So sidewalks on the side. From the Coventry zone, there's actually, right up here, it becomes a highway. This is a 6-lane road, and that's fine. And there's going to be a mini shopping yard over here. And then over here becomes a highway where we can go to the right, and it'll go to the Troshire to Marik district, which is primarily oil, lots of housing. Then it has its own highway, which connects it to a bunch of stone and ore. Or it could take the highway directly to the stone and the ore. And then there's the Kronerville Avenue, which connects it to agriculture places. Cotton. This is chicken up here. Boy, my memory's going bad. Oh, vegetable farming's over here, and grain farming. This very small grain farming. Probably make another grain farm. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to create bus routes. And I'm going to fast forward it. This will be the last time I fast forward it. So let's get this. And the way how I see it is, it's going to start over here. Whoa.
You're probably all laughing at me. You know, I'm terrible at making these bus routes. But oh well, it's a new game, and I'm still getting used to the way how it works. And it's hard to sometimes it's hard to tell if is it on the left lane or the right lane. You know, sometimes it's goofy. I mean, you figure it's super easy, but you saw me clicked on it and it went to a different lane. So I don't know if it's me or the game or both. Who knows?
Well, that took longer than expected. I hope you enjoyed me hooking up on the buses. Well, let's start inspecting the town and let's see what happens. The Kilhouse Elementary School. There's some water, that's good. Did you know we only have about a K? I renamed all the streets to, planet names. All the street names will be, specific to Steiner. In this case, the Coventry province. The only exception is in, like, the highways. The companies working in this modern office not only make sure the justice is served, but their efficiency helps reduce the crime rate.
We'll worry about the signature buildings shortly. At least we're getting them finally. The stats on the signature building is too impressive not to put down. So, that's as good a place as any other place, and it's also near a bus route, so people can actually visit this area.
Something very useful. Maybe I should put it more towards the center, but you'll notice that I had this strange runway. So this is essentially the center of Coventry province, right? the highway. I mean the highway. The high school has a large plaza in front of it, but I also designed some type of run path. You know, if you're into walking and like packing, this is the place to go, right? You know, this probably, if you circle it like 2 times, probably makes a mile or a kilometer or something. Whatever the residents use in this area. I'm American, so I'm going to use miles. And this is where you take it. There's no way to make parks, so we're making our own park. There's no way to make custom parks, so we're making, this is our own custom park that it be called a park. And there's a dog park near there as well. Luxurious living space atop a high-end restaurant made for those who appreciate life for its pleasures. I'm going to say that for right now. I'm going to move the dog park here. Now, we still haven't had a council member for Steiner. Now, Steiners are going to be using what's called aldermans. Not council members, they're going to be called aldermans. I just want to make, do I have some type of death care in this area? I believe I do. At least I thought I did. Uh-oh. Did I not put death carrier? I'm going to put some death care. Crematorium.
I could have swore I put crematorium earlier, but I can't find it. So maybe it was just something I thought of and I was wanted to do. I just never got around to do it. Oh well, time and place it now, right?
We're down to 260K.
Money might be a small issue. Oh well.
People are still moving in. We're going to have to let the simulation run, and as we go through it, let's follow a bus. We're going to speed up the simulation. Next episode, what we're going to concentrate on is, I'm thinking we need to start putting in trains and maybe building up our economy a little bit. We need money. Right now, we're hurting on money. Yikes. And yes, I just lowered taxes a wee bit. And it sure has been raining a lot lately, you know, here. And look at this high school. I think what we did here is real beautiful, the high school. It looks like a very large campus. It has a soccer field, and yes, I'm American, so I call European football soccer. Then there's the American football field, and I just call it football field. And then they have basketball courts, tennis courts, and an outdoor gym with lots of luxurious parking. And look, because here in America, American football is a big thing. Look at all the parking space, even for, you know, the campus authorities here. Oh, they're cutting down trees here. And we have a bunch of industry, which hopefully will be improving the economy. Notice how industry is in huge demand. So next episode, like I said, we're going to be working on industry, maybe, you know, trains, or at the very least something to improve industry a wee bit, because there's a huge demand for industry. This bus is just following this other bus. So unless there's lots of people waiting in a stop, it's not going to be that helpful. But notice how these buses are not really taking up traffic. And there's a mysterious garbage truck that uses our line. That's fine. Let other cities pick up our garbage. It's the least we could do. Look at the scenic route that the bus people take. Sure, it's a wee bit longer, but it's more efficient, right? Taxi cabs use these, you know, lines as well. That's fine. Another mysterious garbage truck we just passed. Let's look at House Marik. Ooh, new signature building. Excellent. We'll worry about that later.
Looks like this council person has work outside the city. Let's hope that we get the council person back. Valued member of our team here. We already lost Archibald Trejo. Just to let you know, I think I mentioned this before. The reason we went the route that he got imprisoned, Archibald Trejo, is because all of a sudden he disappeared. I'm not sure what happened to Archibald Trejo. He was our first citizen into the city. He became a city councilor member. We followed him, and all of a sudden he just disappeared. Now it happened after the tornado, and I don't have a save that is in between the tornado, significantly close to the tornado. So I suspect the tornado killed him. That's my theory. Is that he died due to the tornado situation. Another theory is he found a job because he was poor, and the game does this because, you know, sure, we're following him, but maybe he found a job outside the city. Maybe these busting ideas going outside the city is a terrible idea. You know, who's to say? I'm to say, I guess, but I don't know exactly what happened to Archibald Trejo. The game all of a sudden decided not to like him. And same thing about Cindy, his daughter, all of a sudden had a different last name. So my theory, again, is that this person got married, which is why I developed those lower situations, you know, to make up for the difference. And you can see this person right here is waiting for a bus. Let's follow this councilman on the bus route. Evidently, Maxwell Harrington is a man of the people. Is, you know, communicating with his constituents, seeing what's up, seeing, you know, how their life is going, what troubles ails them, and is trying to make his community a better place. Not very many noblemen and council members do this, but he's a man of the future, man of the people.
Alright, we just unlocked Great Town. or we're going to become a great town soon. We just unlocked big. We did unlock Great Town. We're almost a small city, but we now have access to high density businesses, commercial business, which is something we need. Even though the demand's not there, it's something I desire. Okay, folks, this ends the episode, and it's now January 2024. Look at that. How time flies. We're now in the future. I wish you the best of luck. The next episode will be coming out shortly. I'm trying to make time. I'm working really hard to, try and declare Texas its independence in Victoria 3. Victoria 3 is a very unusual game, but I like it. I hope you have a great time, and thank you for watching, folks. And please leave a like, comment, if you see something unusual about my town, let me know in the comments below. And next episode, I'm going to try and streamline it a lot better, where it's going to be much more organized. I do apologize if this episode was a little out there. I really wanted to build the House Steiner stuff, and I think I did a really good job in making the Steiners very unique.
We're ending the episode here. Again, I'll thank you. If you're staying this long, please like, comment, subscribe, and please leave a comment. Even if, it's an emoji. I appreciate anything that you put down. It really helps me out. And yes, I'm a 50-plus-year-old gentleman here in Texas trying to make some friends on the internet. And please say something. I wouldn't mind talking to someone, even in YouTube chats.
It's that time of the video where I say adios. Thank you for watching, and if you're hearing this, I really like to say thank you for staying at least this long or skipping to the end. I really appreciate it. But yes, the YouTube God seems to enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, click on the bell icon, send notification alerts. It really does help content creators like myself. I need the help. If you have any suggestions about my YouTube content or my channel, or about this video, I'd love to hear it. Please leave a comment. Regardless, I'd like to thank you for watching. Stay safe, be entertained, enjoy life, and until next time, adios, goodbye. Hope your RNG is better than mine. Thank you.
All hands, initiate shutdown sequence.